Welcome, welcome, welcome. And my name's Eli Devonte, always trying to bring you the greatest AI software apps, whatever you want to call it, in quick order so we can find and cherry pick what looks great for us to use for our projects. And with that said, let's have a look at Leonardo. And what is this all about now? Now, this is a image generation app, AI app. And I tell you what, these AI generation software are absolutely amazing, and they're raising up at breakneck speed. The amount of stuff that's coming out at the moment is just absolutely stunning. So there's quite a few of these image generation pieces of AI software. So I've decided, right, okay, let's start off by looking at Leonardo. Now, I have played around with it for about 30 minutes, and that was yesterday. And I thought, right, okay, let me come back to it and just do a quick walkthrough, because I really haven't gone through the whole lot of Leonardo. So let's walk through together. Let's find out what's interesting, what's not, what's good, and what's a pain in the ass to use. So let's have a look at this whole layout. We can see that we got the navigation on the left hand side, home, community feed, personal feed, training, data set, fine tune models, and also we've got some more information down here where we can generate our images. Now on the home page we've got featured models, and the models are the type of way of the images being created, like a template system, right? That's how I see the models, like a template system. So they've got these models such as Leonardo Diffusion. That's a template, a type of template, a style, as you so please. Dream Shape of 5, Deliberate 1.1. What else have we got here? We got vintage photography model, the lunar model. That's a bit Disney style, isn't it? And RPG, Dream Shaper, and Paper Art Style, Illusion version 2, Leonardo Creative, and Spirit Creatures, and the list just goes on. All right. So you have a starting point when creating images. If you want to create images, you just find out the style that you want to create the image with. So if you want a kind of vintage type of image that you want to create, then obviously you have that vintage over here, and so on and so forth. So let's just go through the navigation. Let's just find our bearings, shall we? So we got the home page, which we see here with our models here, and recent creations. Trending, okay, so we can see that people have been creating images with the models. So we got the trending over here, then we got new. If we click on new, then it comes up with all the new latest stuff. So it's, this is great because it gives you a guideline of what is possible that you can create. Style. So you've got this kind of dark style, and what I like about this too is that when you hover over the images, you've actually got the prompts. So they've got the prompts over here, and at the same time you've got the heart system, so you can save any images that you see fit. So then obviously you save the styles of videos that you like, and then within the system you can go back to where you've saved all your images, and you have the prompts with it, with all the information telling you what style, what model was used. So right, so we've gone to new, and top, I take it, is the top most favorite ones that have been used recently. I suppose the community actually votes for these images to rise up through the ranks. So right, so trending, new, top, and then we can break it down. Game assets, I'm not quite sure what that is. And also you can search the gallery for something specific. So if I wanted obviously to search for, I don't know, a robot or anything that takes your fancy, you put it in there and search. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to fly through this as quickly as possible, because I tell you what, this is quite a beast. There's quite a lot going on here. So I'm just going to just fly through here just for us to get a feel on what is able to do with Leonardo, what features there are, what community feel there is, what kind of quality that we're getting, and what is available for us to do. So we have the homepage which you've done, the community feed which you've got here, which is the community which was on the homepage, and now you've got focused on community feed. So we've gone through the search and etc. Personal feed is obviously what I've liked or what I've actually created myself, with the prompts showing obviously when you go over the pictures. Training and data sets. Now the training and data sets, basically what you can do, you can create an image of your own or upload an image of yourself or of anybody, and you can actually train Leonardo on an image or a type of data, so you can actually do something quite weird and wonderful. We're not going to look into that now. We will do a deeper dive another time, but we're just skimming over this. So fine-tune models. So we can actually amend the models already created. Remember, models are like templates. All right, it's a style. All right, so I take it we're able to actually use any of these templates and we can actually make it our own. Would think that's what fine-tune models mean. So if we click in Leonardo diffusion, right, okay, so a model with incredible shading and contrast, great at both photos and artistic style by Kako. So this is someone that's obviously maybe taken the model and adjusted it for themselves, and we're able to generate with this model that has been created by the community. So isn't that great that someone's got greater knowledge potentially than us? We can then work with their model, with their skill set, and then on top of that we can then generate beyond that with what we want to generate, such as a landscape or whatever that we want to generate, but starting from a point of where it's quite professional looking and a certain style. So I will come out of that, and we have platform models, community models. This is what the community has created. The platform is obviously by the developers themselves. Communities are people like us, just you and me, what models they've created. My models, which will be nothing because I've created nothing, and favorite models, which is models I have favorited the last time I was here. So AI image generation, let's go. This is where the love is. Right, so I can choose any model. So let's say, for instance, I want to create something now. Okay, let's create something that's very quick. So let's say I want to choose, let's choose a model. So we got Dream Shader, Classic. Let's see if we got, let me just double check something here. Just bear with me, because there was a classic model which I quite like, vintage style, but I don't see the vintage style photography there. So when I go back to image generation, fine tune model, I don't see vintage style. And I want vintage style. Yeah, I want what I want. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do this. I want vintage style, so I simply do this. I go to vintage style, click on that, and say generate with this model. So I'm going to generate with this model. It brings me back into my section. All right, where I can now create and type a prompt, sorry, and vintage style photography. And because I chose it on another page, it's brought me automatically here. And then I will click Leonardo style. Don't know what that exactly means. I would have thought it would have done a Leonardo style, but anyway, actually, I'll say none for now. Let's see what it looks like with none and what it looks like with. All right, so classic house in the background with a vintage car. in foreground. Okay, so what we're going to do is classic house in the background with a vintage car in the foreground. So we have these properties over here. So number of images I want to do here. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 images. Right, I've got a credit of 150 credits. Prompt Magic, that is Prompt Magic version 2, our custom render pipeline that has far greater prompt adherence and can improve the output of any chosen model. Applies to 2 times multiplier to token cost due to higher GP. So when we use that, that will double the amount of tokens we're using. So let's say for instance, for argument's sake, that each image is 1 token. Now each image, by using this Prompt Magic, it will use 2 tokens each. So we got high contrast here. High contrast mode will give modular images with more shadows. Turn this toggle off if you find that the output with PM version 2 is too dark for your chosen prompt. Right, okay, so Prompt Magic strength, what's this all about? How strongly the Prompt Magic influences the output. All right, so we're going to just leave the setting. I want actually kind of wide setting. So let's see, we're talking square here, isn't it? It'd be showing square. I don't want square. I want 1024 by 768. Okay, so that's the ratio that I would like. So yeah, a 16 by 9. That's what I'm going to choose. Actually, no. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it so the system doesn't have a heart attack. It's got these settings here. I'm going to keep to that and not try to be too pedantic. So guidance scale. So we got a guidance scale, tile-in. We don't want tile-in effect, and control net. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go with it and we're just going to say generate. So down here, we've got the generation taking place. I chose those 2 images to be produced and 2 images here are being produced. Then doing a count up in seconds, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's taking some time. So there we go. And this is what it's generated. So remember what the prompt says, classic house in the background with vintage car in foreground. So let's click on it and zoom in. And this is exactly what you get with that template. So I'll click down again, look at the second one. And again, classic house, classic car. Not bad at all. What's this all about? So what can we do here just quickly? Let's quickly fly through here. So what can we do with the images? Let's say, for instance, I was happy with this image. Now, that image ain't quite correct. What's going on with the car there? I don't think that's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. But anyway, somehow something funky's happened there with the image. So that image hasn't come out quite correct with the car. In the meantime, that car looks all right. We have these options here, which is delete the image, download the image, expand the image. This will cost to unzoom the image. And this is to remove the background. So say, for instance, I just wanted a classic car showing and it was pretty plain background. I can click remove background and it will literally just cut the background out, just leaving the foreground of the car in place. Now that is really handy, and I like the way everything is so simple and easy to get at hand. You know, everything's quite intuitive in a way. You know, it's like, for instance, here it's generated the image, it's give us the prompt. I can copy the prompt. Yet again, it's made things easier, right? I can reuse the prompt. Here's the arrow here where I can reuse this prompt. So if I click on it, I'm sure the prompt will pop back up if it wasn't there. And then it's obviously just given us an overview of the style, how many images that was created, this and the size. And here, if we click on here, it gives us other things that we can do, which is generate again, view the generation info, copy seed. Right, really interesting. I'll tell you what, I'm really loving the interface. Interface, there's so much that can be done to it. Another thing that can be done here is that you can upload an image. If there's an image that you've come across that is the style that is becoming of what you want to do for your project, you're actually able to drag and drop or choose an image that's on your computer, and it will figure out the style you're after, and it will create something that is similar to that style. Not only that, I believe when you upload that image, you can also make amendments to how strong you want it to go to the prompt. So not only can you upload the image, but I'm sure you can put a prompt up here that will work with the image and the prompt in hand. And what an amazing program. AI has come so quickly. And there's so much you can do here. So what I intend to do is coming to the stage, actually, where I need to do a deeper dive. There's so much more to this. So there's a link to Leonardo. Just look down into the, just underneath the video, and you'll find the link to Leonardo. And just go over there and have a go yourself. It's free to use. It gives you the option to pay if you want to, but to be honest, the free gives you plenty enough credits to just get on and just play and then find out how it works. So, but in the meantime, I will be back another time with a much deeper dive. And if I have given you any value, or have you found this interesting, please like and or subscribe. It will be well appreciated. And in the meantime, sayonara.